guys, welcome back to my channel Creative Hands by Shay. So in today's tutorial I will be showing you how to make a granny stitch pants. So in my previous tutorial I showed you how to make the shorts. Now I will be making the pants, but I will be making it a little bit different, so stay tuned, watch till the end so that you can create your own. So guys, I will be putting all the materials, all the information in the description box, so make sure you check that out so you can get all your materials ready to make this pants. So the yarn that I am using is it's a Bernat Baby Sport. It is a size 3 yarn, and it's in light pink. So guys, I have my 5.0mm crochet hook here, I have my scissors, darning needle, and also my measuring tape. So guys, let's jump in the video. So to begin, we will start by making a magic ring. So you can make your magic ring however comfortable you feel. This is the way how I make mine. So now that I have made my magic ring, I am going to go ahead and chain 3. That chain 3 counts as our first double crochet. You're going to yarn over, you're going to go back into that ring, and you're going to place 2 more double crochets. And that completes our first cluster. You are going to chain 1 and 2, yarn over, go into the ring again, and you're going to make another cluster. So you're going to do a total of 4 clusters, and once I am at the end of making my clusters, I will meet back with you. So continue to repeat this until you get to 4 clusters, and I'll see you there. So guys, now I have come to the end of making my 4 clusters, and I am going to go ahead and pull on my tail end to close the center up. So now that I have done so, we are going to chain 1, 2, 3, and 4. You're going to turn your work and you're going to place a shell. So to make a shell, you will do 3 double crochets followed by a chain 2 and then 3 double crochet. So that's 3, chain 2, in the same space 3 more double crochet to complete your shell. You're going to chain 1, going to the next space, and you're going to place another shell. You're going to repeat this. Once you get to here, you're going to make another shell here. So I will see you here. So now I have come to the end of my next shell. Now we are going to chain 1. You're going to yarn over and you're going to go in on top of our first double crochet, and you're going to place a double crochet there. And that's how you will finish your row for row 2. Now moving on to row 3, you will chain 1, 2, and 3. Turn your work, yarn over, you're going to go into that space, and you're going to place 2 more double crochets to complete that cluster. Now that we have done so, you're going to chain 1, yarn over, go into your shell, and you're going to make a shell. So wherever you have a shell, you will make a shell, and where you have a chain 1 space, you will do a cluster of 3 double crochets. Chain 1, go into your chain 1 space, do a cluster, chain 1, go over to your shell, and you'll make a shell. Repeat that all the way around, and I'll see you at the end here. So guys, and now I have come to the end. I have my chain 1, and then I finish off with a cluster of 3 here. So now we are going to chain up 4. So before, in our previous row, we did a chain 3, and we did 2 double crochets to match with that cluster there. So now we are chaining 4 because we have a cluster here. We didn't finish off with just 1 double crochet. So I will show you that once we get to this side. So now you're going to turn your work, you're going to yarn over, and you're going to go in the space, and you're going to make 3 double crochets. Chain 1, go into your shell, and make a shell. So you're going to repeat this all the way over until you get to the end, and I'll meet back with you. So repeat this. Chain 1, where you have a chain 1 space, you will do 3 double crochets. Where you have a shell, you will do a shell. Continue to do this, and I'll see you here. So guys, and now I have come to the end, and I'm going to finish off with 1 double crochet on top of our last double crochet here, and that completes row 4. So this is what I was saying, that you'll be alternating in between each row. So you will be doing row 3 and row 4 until you get to your desired width. So if you notice, we started off here with a chain up 4, which this is a double crochet and a chain 1 here, and we ended off with a double crochet here. So now when you're going on to row 5, you will just chain 3 and do 2 double crochets to start your cluster there, and you will just repeat this all the way around. So let me just pull this out. So I am going to show you how to do your measurement. So whatever hip size that you're making it for, I am making it for hip size 46, so that will be half, so that will be 23 and 23 for each panel. So you are going to make your rows to stretch up to your desired width. So this is measured almost 5.5 inches, and if I should stretch this, it will go up to 7 inches there. So that is what I am saying. Stretch your work to reach up to your desired width. This is one of the panel that I made. This is my first panel, and I did a total of 15 rows. So depending on whatever size that you're making, it determines how many rows that you want to do. So you're going to do your measurement. So for this one, it is measuring 19 inches in width. So that is good enough. So once I stretch this, it will definitely reach up to 23 inches. So that is good for me. So what you're going to do is you are going to make sure that you do one of your panel with the total amount of rows. I have 15 here, so my second panel will be 14 because we will be joining this panel to this one, and once we join it together, then we will do it the last row to complete the panel. So go ahead, finish up your rows. Once I am done, then I'll meet back with you and I'll show you how to join your panel together and to finish up your pants. So continue to do your clusters and shell. Make sure that you have your chain 1 in between each time you make a cluster or a shell. So continue to do that, and I'll see you at the end. So guys, and now I have come to the end, and I have my 14 rows here. Now I'm going to get my next panel, and I am going to join it to this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain up 3, turn, I'm just going to pull up here and into our double crochet on this side. We are just going to go on top, and we are going to pull through to attach our panel. Once you have done so, you're going to go into that space and you're going to place 2 more double crochets. So we are finishing our last row for this panel, but we're attaching it onto our first panel. Now you're going to pull up, go into your next space, pull it through, you're going to chain 1, and you're going to go over to the next space here and you're going to place 3 double crochets. And this is how you're going to continue to do this until you get to the end here, and I'll meet you here to show you what to do next. So pull up, go into the next space, attach, and make sure that your I'm saying square, but your panel is facing the wrong side upward here, and also on this side here, because we're going to turn this over afterwards. I kind of it doesn't really matter much though, because each side looks just the same. So continue to do this until you get to the end, and I'll see you there. So guys, now I am at my corner here, and we are going to, I have my chain one, so I'm just going to go into the corner, make 3 double crochets, pull up, go into the corner on the previous square, keep saying square, your previous panel, chain one, and go back into that same space, the same corner, and you're going to finish off by placing 3 double crochets. So now we have successfully joined the side of our shorts. So now you are going to chain one, continue to make your clusters all the way until you get to this center, which this will be the crotch, until you get to here, and I'll meet you back there. So guys, now I have reached the crotch area here, so that's the center. So I'm going to place 3 double crochet, chain one, and then I am going to pull up, and I'm going to grab my next crotch, the tip of the crotch there, and I am going to join that together, chain one, go back into that space, and finish off that shell. So there it is. So now it is joined. So now you're just going to place chain one and continue to make your clusters of 3 double crochets in each chain one space. And once you get to your next corner here, you're just basically going to repeat the same thing that we did on the on this side here. You're just going to do the same thing. So feel free to rewind the video. So this is what it is. So you're going to work your way all up to here. Once you get to the corner, you will repeat the same thing on this end, and then work your way all up here. So again, rewind the video if you don't remember what to do, and I will see you at the end. So guys, now I have come to the end, and I'm just gonna attach my last stitch here. Chain one, and this is what the shorts part look like so far. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna flip this over to the right side. And now we are going to chain, I have my chain one already, so I'm going to chain 2. So I'm chaining, technically I'm chaining 2. So into each double crochet that is laying flat here, we are going to place 2 double crochets there. So into this one, 2 double crochet, into the next 2 double crochet. Continue to do this all the way around by placing 2 double crochet in each stitch. Even when you get here, you will place 2 double crochet here, 2 double crochet here. Continue to do that all the way around until you get back to here, and I'll meet you there. So guys, now I have come to the end, and I'm just gonna make a slip stitch here, and I'm gonna fasten off for now. Just gonna chain 1. So I will go back to the waistline afterwards, but now I am going to work on the pants. So depending on whatever length that you're making, you will do the amount of rows that will match for the length. So you're gonna turn your work just like this. Make sure that it is like this, and you are going to go ahead and you're going to attach your yarn. So this is going to count as your first double crochet. You're going to yarn over, go back into that same space, and you're going to place another double crochet. You are going to go over into the next point here, and you're going to place one double crochet there, and that is going to be our first cluster. You're going to chain one, go into our next chain one space, and continue to make clusters of 3 double crochets until you get to here. Once you get to here, I'll meet back with you and I'll show you what to do. So we are back to where we did our joining here, and just as we did into the crotch area, we're going to make 2 double crochet on this side and then 1 double crochet on the other side to make a cluster. So there's our cluster there. You're going to chain 1 and continue making your double crochet into the 3 double crochets into each chain 1 space, and you will do that all the way around until you get back to where we started here, and I'll meet you there. So now I am back to where we started off here, and we're just going to go ahead and slip stitch on top of our first double crochet, and that completes our first row for the length of the pants. You're going to chain 1, 2, and 3. You're going to turn your work, and this is how you're going to end and start your rows for the leg. If you don't want the leg to be too wide, you don't have to do the chain 1 in between, but if you want it to be wide, just like what it is now, you can do the chain 1 in between. So chain 1, continue to do your clusters. So basically, once you finish one of your leg, you're just going to go ahead and attach your yarn just like this on the other side. So here you're going to put chain up 3 and then add 1 more double crochet. Then you're going to go over to this this point here and place 1 double crochet to finish your cluster, and then you will just repeat the same thing just as we did on this side. Feel free to rewind the video. So I will be making both legs off camera, so you will just basically be repeating this until you get to your desired length. Once I am at my desired length, I will meet back with you and I will tell you how many rows I did. You can go up to say about 60 to 60. I'm not sure how many rows I'm gonna do, but depending on how tall the person is or how tall you are that you're making it for, you can just measure it on yourself as you go along. So I'll let you know once I am there. So continue, and I'll see you at the end of the length of the pant, and then we will finish working on the waistline. So guys, now I have come to the end. I just did my chain 1 there, and I'm just going to go ahead and slip stitch. So now I have come to the end of making my rows, and I did a total of 63 rows. So you can go ahead, measure your pants to see how long it is, and if that is good for you, then you can stop there. If you want more rows, you can go ahead and make more rows. So moving on, we are now just going to go ahead and do some single crochets. So starting into the next stitch, we are just going to place 1 single crochet, and into each and every stitch we will place 1 single crochet. The chain 1, you will just go under and place a single crochet there. Continue to do this all the way around. Once you get to the end, you will just slip stitch and start your next row. So I am going to do a total of 2 rows. So once I am at the end, I will meet back with you. So I'll see you there. So guys, and now I have come to my last stitch here, and I'm just going to make that and fasten off. Now I'm going to pull up on my yarn just to give it a nice clean finish. We're just going to go through the first single crochet here into both loops, pull it just like that, and then into the back loop on the other side, and take your time to pull this through, and there it is. Now you're going to go ahead and weave in the remainder tail end. So now our pants is almost completed. We have finished the bigger portion of our pants. Now we are going to work on the waistline. So I went ahead and I made some granny squares, so I will show you that in a little bit once I am through doing this. Okay, so now I can fasten off. And there it is. So it is quite wide. It's a wide-legged pants. So here is the top of our pants here, so you can see how nicely stretchy that is. So what we're gonna do is we are going to get 10 squares for each side, and the reason why I said for each side is because we are going to join our squares from here to here, and then from here to here. So these are my squares that I have here. I already went ahead and made them. So I am going to show you how to join them together, and this is how I join them, and I use a 3.5mm crochet hook. So this is what it looks like. So it's gonna be something like this. So it's gonna look like that. So once you have joined that together, then we will join the other side. But I'm gonna put this aside for now, and I'll show you how to do the square. So it's just simple traditional granny square that we will be doing. So if you don't know how to do a square, I'm just gonna show you real quick. So make your magic ring however you feel comfortable. Once you have done so, you're just gonna pull up, and then you're gonna chain 3, and this chain 3 is gonna count as your first double crochet. Go back into the ring, and you're gonna place 2 more double crochets. Then you're gonna chain 2, go back into the ring, and you're gonna do another set of 3 double crochet. So you're doing clusters of 3, and you're gonna do that times 4. So you're gonna do this 4 times, and after each cluster you will chain 2. So repeat that, and I'll see you at the end. So guys, now I have come to the end, and I have my 4 corners, and I have my chain of 2 there. So now I'm just gonna pull on the tail end to close the center up, and we are going to slip stitch on top of our first double crochet. So that completes our first part of our square. Now you are going to go ahead and chain 1, 2, and 3, turn your work. You're going to yarn over, go into that chain 2 space, and you're going to place 2 more double crochets. Chain 3, count to 0 first. You're going to go over to the next corner, and you're going to make a corner. So that is consists of 3 double crochet, chain 2, followed by 3 more double crochet in the same space, and that is to complete your corner. There it is. You're going to yarn over, go over to the next chain 2 space, and you're going to make another corner again. You're going to repeat this all the way around until you get back to our first corner here, which we're going to complete that corner. So repeat that, and I'll see you at the end. So now I have come to our first corner here, so I'm just going to complete that. So we're going to place a 3 double crochet there. Now we're going to chain 1 and 2. Now we're going to slip stitch on top of our first double crochet. And here you will just fasten off because we're going to change color. But because I am not going to waste my yarn, I am just going to leave it as is right there. And what you're going to do is you're just going to get your next color, and you are going to rejoin your color in any one of the corners. So you can do it just like this. And then chain 2 more. that is going to be your first double crochet. And you're going to make 2 more double crochet, so that's 3. You're going to go over to the space there, and you're going to make 3 double crochet. Go into a corner, and you're going to make a corner. So where you have the space, like here, you will do 3 cluster. Where you have the corner, you will make a corner, and you repeat that all the way around until you get to your first corner here, where you will finish it off just as we did in our previous row. So I will see you at the end. So guys, and now I have come to the end here, and I'm just going to place my last 3 double crochet. Chain up 2, and then slip stitch on top of your first double crochet there. You are going to chain 1, 2, 3, turn your work, and you'll just repeat the same thing by going around again with another row. So I'm just gonna lay this aside. I'm just gonna pull this out actually. So since I've already showed you how to make your square, and I am gonna use this to show you how to join your squares together. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut off a bit amount that I will need. If I need more, I will just get that. So what you will do is you will make sure that both the wrong side of the squares are facing towards each other, just like this, and you are going to go into the back loop here and the front loop on this side, so the loops that are facing each other. So you are going to make sure that you are starting this into the chain 2 that we did into the corners. So you can use your finger to hold the tail end down, and you're just going to insert your needle into the front and back loop, or the loops that are facing each other. Continue to do this all the way until you get up to the end, and you will just do that into the chain 2s here as well. So I'm just gonna do this, and I'll see you at the end. So guys, now I have come to the end of making my sewing, and we're just gonna pull this just like this, and we are going to pull on our yarn, pull on the tail end, and that will keep the stitch nice and flat. So you can see they are all lining up with each other, and you're just basically gonna go ahead, fasten off, and then get your next square and repeat the same thing. You will continue to do that. Once you have done, then I'll show you how to, or once I am done, I'll show you how to attach it onto the pants. I'll see you there. So guys, and now I have come to the end of attaching my yarn. So instead of attaching 10, I actually attach well, instead of doing a total of 10 square attaching together, I did 4 on one and 5 on the other. So this is the 4 that I have, and I went ahead and I attached 5 on one side already. So this is what it looks like. So I started here, and what I did was to just fold down like this. So you're just basically gonna place, so let me just start it from here. So you're gonna make sure that your yarn is on the wrong side facing up, because remember we are attaching this from the inner part. So I did slip stitches to attach my yarn, or my squares I should say. So let me just show you. So I go ahead and go inside of that chain 2 space. Sorry, go into the stitch on the pants and then into the chain 2 space, and then attach the yarn, the square. Sorry, I keep saying yarn. And then you're going to just go into each stitch and then just do slip stitches all the way around. So I thought I needed 10 squares, but I remeasured and I see that I needed only 9. So 9 will cover off the waistband. So basically you're just going to continue doing this all the way around. Once you get to here, you will just go into one of the stitch here and then insert your hook like into the center of where this is, and make sure that you are keeping the tail ends out because we are going to weave those in afterwards. So let me just slip stitch until I reach up to that part and I'll show you. Okay, so now I am where the joining in is, and we're just gonna go ahead and go into the center and slip stitch through there, and just continue doing slip stitches where you have the chain 2 space. You're just gonna do a slip stitch there. Continue to do that all the way around, and I'll see you at the end here. So guys, and now I have come to the end here, and I have 1 stitch here remaining and the chain 2 space. So I don't have any more stitches left back here. So what I will do is I'll just go back through this stitch and then go into that stitch there on the square, and then go into this stitch where we started our previous squares on, and then we're gonna just go into that chain 2 space and slip stitch, and then we are going to chain 1, fasten off, but leave a long tail end because we need to join our yarn. So pull up. So we need to close this part up. So remember how we did that with our needle? We're just basically gonna do the same. So let me just show you. So we have our stitches here. So we're gonna go into this stitch and this one, this front loop here, into the next. So just the same. Repeat this all the way to the top. Once you fasten off, you can just pull to let the stitches lay nice and flat. Rejoin your yarn on the other side and repeat the same exact thing. You're gonna have a lot of tail ends to weave in afterwards, so you are in for a ride with that. So I'm going to continue doing this all the way to the top here, and then I will do the other side just the same. Join that part and I'll meet back with you. So guys, now I have come to the end and I have sewed all my squares together, and I went ahead and I weave in my tail end. This is what the inner part looks like. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna find one of the corners on the side, and I'm gonna attach my yarn there, and we're gonna do some single crochets. And I didn't weave these in because we can weave them in once we're doing our single crochet. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to join my yarn into the center here, give it a tie, and then I'm gonna chain I'm going to chain 1. Okay, so now that we have joined our yarn there, we are going to go over into our chain 2 space here, and we're going to place a 1 single crochet. Into the next stitch, we are going to place another single crochet, and into each and every stitch along, we are going to place a 1 single crochet. Once you get here, you will insert your hook just as I did here, and you're going to place a 1 single crochet there, and you're just going to work over your tail end as you go along, so you won't have any issue in weaving them in afterwards. So once you get to like a space here, you can just go under and make your single crochet. So continue to do that until you get back to here, and I will see you there. So our pants is almost completed. So guys, now I have come to the end, and I'm just going to go ahead and slip stitch on top of our first single crochet, chain 1, go back into that same stitch, and we're going to place our first single crochet. And we're just going to do 1 more row of single crochet, and then the pants will be completed. So I'm just going to continue doing this, 1 single crochet in each stitches around until you get back to the end, and I'll see you there. So guys, now I have come to the end, and I'm just going to go ahead and fasten off. Pull up on my yarn. We're going to get our darning needle, and we are just going to weave in our tail end. So insert your hook into both loops on this side and into the back loop on the other side. Take your time and pull through. Make sure that the stitch is matching, and then once you've done so, then you can just go ahead and weave in the remainder tail end. So you can basically put it anywhere. Just take your time, go underneath the stitches, and weave in as much as you can. Okay, now I'm gonna fasten off, and our pants is now completed. So there it is. This is the waist. So remember I told you it's a high-waisted kind of thing, or kind of pants. So there it is. This is the crotch area here, and this is the waist. So what I'm going to do is I did went ahead though, and I made a drawstring here, so I am going to weave this in. So you can go ahead and chain 180 to 200 depending on the amount that you want to have, or how long you want the string to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this space, and I'm going to weave in this drawstring here. So into each and every space, just gonna go ahead, weave it in. Okay, so I'll see you at the end. So guys, I did went ahead and I restring the pants. So instead of starting on this part here, I actually start at this hole here. So if I should go through this one, then I would have to come through here like this, but I don't want it to look like that because that looks very off. So what I'm going to do is, to fix that, I am just going to go through one of these stitches here. I'm going to go through this one and then come back through here, and there it is. And you can pull this up on you can see, and then you just give it a little tie once you pull it to your desired amount. So there it is. I thank you so much guys for watching. I hope that you were able to make one of these in whatever size that you want to make it in. Thanks again, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe guys. Remember to watch the ads, as it is important so that this channel can grow. So I'll see you in the next tutorial where I will be making a top to match with this pants. Thanks again. Until next time. Bye.